Hello, welcome to this video. We're going to look at adding Google fonts to your theme. Here we have some content for the WP Business Club, but we've put it into the 2016 theme. We're going to add some fonts to that, and then we're going to try switching it over to 2017 theme to show you how you add the fonts to there as well. So the first thing we really need to do is to go and choose ourselves some fonts. Now the best selection of free fonts is at googlefonts.com. So here we are at googlefonts.com with a lovely selection of fonts to play with. Now to make it easier for you to choose your fonts, on the right hand side here you have the option of putting a name of a font that you know, if you happen to know one. I know Lato is down, or Lato is here, there it is. So I can search by name. Otherwise I can search by the different types of fonts. Now a uncheck will leave just serif. Serif fonts are the ones with the little extra lines at the ends of letters, as opposed to sans serif, which have no ends to the letters. Display fonts are those chosen which are really suitable for large headings. Handwriting fonts look like someone has written them by hand. And monospace fonts have exactly the same width between each letter, regardless of how wide the letter is. So you can see the M's are squashed and the I's got space. You can also go for a font that's trending or is popular. That's popular over time, I believe, or by the date added, or alphabetically if you're looking for something particular. You can also play around with the styles. So number of styles here means the number of font styles. So this one has 4 styles, which are regular and italic, bold and italic. This one has 8 styles. So it's got a light version of the font, which is thinner. You can click on any of them to see what they look like as well, of course. There's an italic version of that. Regular, bold, and then what they call black, which is a heavier 900. So that's a heavier version of the font. And we can see what they look like at different sizes. We can even change the words as well if we wanted to. There are some blatant advertising. And if we want to see how all the fonts look like that, we can hit apply to fonts and all the fonts will take that. If we want to check something else out, then maybe we want to check out the numerals or just check the alphabet, or we can go for that paragraph or the sentence that was there, and again we can apply that to all the fonts to see what they're like. We can also play around the thickness, so we can go for fonts that are thicker or thinner. The slant, in other words, how they lean forward or lean backwards, so that's a sort of italic type effect. And then what the width of them as well. And sometimes you choose an option which doesn't exist. So to make things really obvious of what we're doing, let's find a really thick display font. How about that one? And then for the other font, we'll choose a handwriting font, so it'll be really obvious what it is. So we'll have a nice over-the-top handwriting font. Oh, how about that? As you can see, I'm not really choosing things for, oh no, that's much more fun, for readability here. Let's have that one as well. So you can choose as many fonts as you like, but if you choose too many, then you're going to have speed problems. See, my load time is now moderate because each font has got a lot of information in it and it has to be downloaded every time a page loads. So we're going to slow down our website if we add too many fonts. However, eventually you are going to come to a set of fonts you want, and there are two things we have to add to the website. One is the call to the Fonts API to bring in the fonts that we want, and the other one is to reference them somewhere in the style sheets that are actually used. So let's apply these to our 2016 theme, and then we'll have a go at 2017 theme as well, so you can see how different it is. So we are going to activate the 2016 theme. You won't see this anywhere. This is running on a local server. And the front page should look like it does now. Yep. So that's how the front page, in fact, let's go into a post, a bit more text in it. So there's the post not working properly because it's not the font theme that it was designed for. So what we need to do is we need to use the editor. And the first thing we need to do is declare those fonts so they can be used. So we need to go to the functions.php file, which every theme has to have. And this is where we add features in code to make the theme work. Now, if I go to the WP Business Club post, which is all based upon, we talk about the fonts like you had there. What we are looking for is this information. So we're going to look for that phrase there, because the chances are that there are already style sheets used in your theme. If there isn't, then I wonder how it works. So if I just do Control F to find, Control V to post in the word enqueue scripts, and there we are, I've found some code. That is the add action code. So that is calling enqueue scripts and saying, please, when you enqueue the scripts, can you also enqueue what's at 2016 scripts? And 2016 scripts is just above it. Yes, here it is. These it's quite a lot more. Function 2016 scripts. So this script here, which starts here, goes all the way through here, all the way down to the end there, is adding all the scripts and styles that the 2016 theme needs. So what we need to do now is add in the control for the Google script, and I'm going to put it toward the beginning. In fact, I'll put it at the beginning, shall I? Now I know I am editing a theme directly, and if this theme is updated I will lose this information, but I don't want to go on to issues of child themes and things in this particular post. But if you have a child theme, obviously a child theme would be a more sensible place to put it. So we need the enqueue command, which I will steal from here. Make it easier, save me making mistypes. And there's two things I need to do. One is I probably want to make that a bit more meaningful, because that information will be used by the system. And then I need to change the name of the family. So if I go back to my Google Fonts page, I pick out the name of the families, copy, paste, whoops, undo, Control Z, paste. Okay, and that gets my family in. And if you have a look at the website, you should see absolutely nothing. Yeah, because all we've done so far is define the styles. And they're no good unless we refer to them. So the next thing we need to do is we need to find the style.css file, style sheet file, there it is. And we need to refer to these lovely fonts that we've got already. And the best place to do that for starters is probably at the very end, so nothing else can overwrite our wishes. So we'll go for, well, let's just take all three, copy, plonk them in there. And then we need to put this into proper CSS. There we are. That should work quite nicely. Update. And we should now see some changes. Oh. Oh, that's more like it. Now, if you want to find out what's happened to something, you can use the right click and inspect option. This is on Google Chrome. So we can see that that is text. I really wanted some paragraph text, but that'll do. You can hit computed and it'll tell you what font it ended up with. So we can see that's the Bonbon font being used there. And you can see how it started off with a sans serif, and it went for Merriweather because it was body, and then it became Bonbon because we put that one afterwards. We can also hit the styles button, and that allows us to go down and see the history. Things towards the top have more precedence than things down the bottom, so we can see that it was added, the Bonbon thing was added there on the style.css. Move that across so you can see that. Now if I can uncheck that and it will go back to what it was. That will only affect the system until I hit refresh, and then it will go back to picking up. If it doesn't cache it, no. And it's picked up. So you can see we've got the font change there. We've got a font change here as well. Inspect that. And that's using the audio wide cursive. And you see if I remove that, if I uncheck that, it picks up the next font defined. So that is simply how you do it. Now, of course, I've been really quite crude here and just putting the font family in at the bottom here. So applying to the paragraph, to the body, so that's everybody, and then the H1 main heading text. Once you have this defined, obviously you can then go in and reset the sizes and the spacing and all the other things. And you can choose these font families all over the place, and you can use them anything you like. Once they've been defined by the functions.php, you can use them in any way you like. So you don't have to do this. You can call them in particular places or a particular style or whatever. Totally up to you. But that's how you do it. Now let's see if we can do the same thing, have the same effect into a 2017 theme. So if we activate 2017, we have the same things to do. So the first thing we need to do is to go to the editor and track down the functions.php file, which is there. And then rather than writing it again, we will look for the enqueue scripts code. And here's the adding the action for it. This is adding action of 2017 scripts, which is probably what's defining above it. 2017 scripts, yep. So we need to add our Google Fonts again. And I didn't keep a note of the code, so I'm going to have to do it the long way again. So take it from there, paste it in there, change that name to something that makes sense. Copy the names of the fonts we want. Put them in there. Update file. Cross your fingers that that has done something. We should now be in 2017 themes, so this should change quite a lot. Yeah, so there we are now on the 2017 theme. Yeah, this big thing up here, this has become our featured image, has become a heading. So that's okay. Actually, you see it just doesn't make sense, this theme change, but never mind, we're only looking at styles. So now we've done our heading. Let's just check. There's no other Google fonts called here. No, I don't think there are. Got to watch out though, because I do use funny fonts sometimes, the example ones from WordPress. See, it does call some fonts, look. I thought there was some 2017 fonts called. Yeah. So you actually might want to take those out. For 2017, but we'll just worry about doing the minimum for now. So let's see if we can actually make those styles work. So again, I'm going to go to the very end of the style sheet. And hopefully by being at the end of the style sheet, I can take precedence on everything else in the theme. Because if I'm not the last font to be called, I'm not going to be one that's seen, am I? So this time, we'll make that the body. Oops. Right, and we'll give that a chance to load. And now I'm going to do a control refresh, control F5 to try and kick the fonts into action. And there they are. And don't they look unreadable? Again, we can right click over something, hit inspect, and we can see what it is. So it's an H1 tag. You can see the controls here for H1. And I missed it now. Somewhere here must be the call to our font. Can you see it changing? Oh, I've lost it now. Oh, I hate it when that happens. See, is Libra, Franken, Helvetica. So this is the custom font that WordPress has been trying to use. We can get rid of that, you see. Or we can refresh it and it will come back to the font that we selected. There it is. So there you are. It's always the same process. You have to refer to it in your style sheet for where you want it to be applied, and you need to define it in your functions.php so it's called into the website to start with. And then once you've got it working, you may want to do something to remove any fonts that you no longer need which are being called by the system. As indeed here, there is a special call here calling up the fonts for 2017. So you would probably, in this case, either remove or comment out like that so it's not used. Because any extra fonts is going to slow down your site. So thank you very much for watching. I can't believe I've spent over 20 minutes just doing something simple, but there we are. I hope that works for you, and thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and follow the channel, and why not visit the website as well. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.
For more info, visit wpbusinessclub.com.